We're like, and we're live!
We're live!
Oh
Hi,
my
guys! Whoop, whoop.
Everybody, hi, it's me, Invisible Frankie, and we are with the amazing Rona Tai, who's going to talk to us about body positivity, self-love, being super confident. She's amazing. Like, I've just been talking to her, like, backstage, and she just
Yes,
doesn't
guys.
have an insecure bone in her body, and we want to learn from her today. So we're going to learn from her today. First things first.
Yes.
We are we know that we said was gonna go live on Rona's Instagram, but there's a software we use to do that called Yellow Duck. Everybody who watches Alana Lives, you know about Yellow Duck. You know it hates us sometimes, it hates us this time. So we made it work. So we're still here.
This time the duck flew away. Whatever.
The duck,
Do ducks fly?
whatever.
I don't know if ducks fly. But
Ducks
whatever.
fly. Some ducks, I don't know because
Some
are they like
ducks do.
chicken? I know chickens don't. Anyway, this is the kind of fun we were having. Guys, it's been so fun. And I'm so excited for this live because it's going to be so much fun. But first things first, just an announcement to everybody. Please comment, say things, talk, ask questions because we have a giveaway. One lucky person who answers on whatever platform we're going to check, platform, Instagram, or Facebook, as usual, will get a surprise from Alana. We do giveaways.
There's
Sure.
giveaways?
So,
I didn't know about this.
you want-
I should have said giveaways. Oh
Yeah,
my
no,
gosh.
I was thinking about it. Like, should we? And I'm like, yeah, we should, because you know what, we struggled.
Yeah.
So you know what? Yeah. But yeah, so we're here. So make sure to ask questions while this live is running. But we'll also be reading some of the questions and stories that you guys have sent before this live. But before we do that, Ms. Rana, tell the people who don't know you and don't follow you, they should though. Follow her at Ronita, ROWNITA. You should be following her there. For those who don't follow you yet, tell the audience, who are you and why are you amazing?
Who am I? Yeah, so my real name is actually Rona Tai, and Ronita is more like if Beyonce has her Sasha Fierce, Ronita is my alter ego. So she's my Wonder Woman. But yes, my name is Rona Tai. I actually joined the Amazing Race Asia season 5. This was back in 2016. My husband and I finished third place, representing the Philippines. And my main goal there, aside from winning, is to break the stigma that big women or people who are on the heavier side are lazy or can't do anything. And I want to encourage everyone to pretty much do whatever it is that you feel like you want to do. So that was my main goal when I joined the Amazing Race. And I have also graced covers and editorial spreads for Cosmopolitan Philippines, SM. So I do a lot of body positive talks, and at the same time just encouraging people through social media on how to be just don't give a but yeah, so that's basically me. That's what I do, and I just love sharing my story, unedited and raw. So that's me.
I think it's amazing and wonderful because, like, just going to why we asked you to do this amazing live, and we're so thankful. Like, I actually was telling Rona that we actually planned to have her several months ago, but like crazy stuff happened, and I wasn't able to get in touch with her. I wasn't able to get in touch with her at all. Like, just didn't happen. And so we're so glad that we were able to talk to her now because so many of you guys have been sending in exactly that, like insecurities about their weight, for one, like that when you said that, like, you know, the breaking the stigma of like bigger women, like a lot of people send in stories about how they feel insecure about their weight. Like, yeah, sure, I can put on the makeup, but I'm still ugly because I'm fat. People have actually said that to us, and we've actually got. I didn't tell you this, Ms. Rana, but we've actually had bullying happen on our platforms because we have full figured models also, and plus women, and they'd get like nasty messages in the comments. So a lot of you, the fans, would see those comments and you'd feel bad also, and you'd tell us about it. We're so glad you can be here to hashtag break stigma and talk about like just how you got to this journey, how you made the decision to love yourself and not try to change yourself totally and just like and become more of yourself. Kumbaga.
Yeah.
So guys, just a reminder, please ask questions. But of course, we'll be reading from. Please ask. But of course, we'll be reading first things first. It's gonna be like a casual Q&A, like a chat with like the best ate ever, the coolest person ever. But like we'll read some questions first from but from those that you sent, like, because we actually asked people for like questions and stories beforehand. So we sent we sent them in. So we're gonna
Okay.
read about them and we're gonna talk
Yes.
about them.
Let's
Okay.
do.
So one person brought up like that one of the things that makes her insecure. So you talked about your weight, right?
Mhm.
That's one thing that was like I think people tried to use against you, and you were very aware of the stigma. Like when did you become aware though that this was something that was stigmatized against? Like how young were you? Just before we get into
Actually,
the question.
for me, it started during elementary. I actually always bring this up during the talks, but because people don't I mean not everybody has gone to some of my talks. But I remember in elementary, I've always wanted to be the muse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the muse and the class muse are like, oh, that means you're the prettiest, right? But
Mm-hmm.
they always choose me to be the sergeant at arms. Always. Always.
Oh my gosh. Wait, I feel
And
you
I
because that
was
was actually my role in grade
right,
school.
but
So
that's what I wanted. Like I wanted to be the muse, but then they're
yeah,
like, no, you're not. And it's a voting thing, right? And then
yeah,
when you
yeah,
don't get it, and you feel like, what? Why am I not muse? My mama said I'm beautiful. What's wrong with these classmates of mine?
yeah.
Uh, but so I remember going home and I spoke to my dad, and I said, Dad, I'm sick and tired of this. Why can't they just vote me as muse? Like I don't why what do they not see? And my dad said, "Come on, you're far I mean, there's nothing wrong with being beautiful." But my dad said, "You are far more than just looks, my daughter." I remember him telling me that you're so talented, you're so good with talking to people, you're so out there, you're so witty. Why just limit yourself to that? So you have so much more to offer. So why just limit yourself as just that beautiful girl? Why not go and be the president? You know what I mean? So that's what my dad told me. And then it clicked from there. Like, okay, that I have so much more to offer than just my looks. That's not what really matters. And so ever since my dad's like it always resonates with me. His he I have two. Okay, my mother on the other side, she's a very competitive woman. She's one of those overachievers, and she has raised me to be that. But I guess I was just blessed to have great like balanced parents. That my father is actually the opposite. He's more of I'm a daddy's girl, so he's the one that's been balancing more of a nurturing in the sense that it's okay. More of my moral compass, more of believing in myself. So that's where it all started. I remember it was in fifth grade. That was in fifth grade because I wanted to be in like third grade, fourth grade. I wanted to be the muse, and it never happened until the fifth grade. I got fed up and was like, okay, why am I not the muse?
And you're just like, why is this happening for? And the reason why I asked you about like how young is because the first person who sent in the question was just like, or her story actually was like, ever since I was a
Mm,
little kid, I was always ashamed of my body and my
mm,
skin. And now she's actually opening up. She's been diagnosed with PCOS, and the struggle is
mm,
becoming worse. Like, what happens
right.
when people have that association in their head, right? Like, how
Mm,
can you love yourself when people tell you that one, you're quote unquote unhealthy, even if it's not necessarily
mm-hmm,
true, or two, you actually
mm-hmm,
have a condition like PCOS? Like, how?
right.
You have some insights regarding this? Because I know you've made public like your health struggles on your platform. So like
Oh
talk about
yeah.
it from there.
All day. So what I do, this has always been like what I've said. So from that very young age, my father said obviously there's a lot of lessons learned throughout. Um, my main one when people tell me, oh, Rona, there are times that it's even like, oh, you're so pretty, but you're fat. We were gonna make you this Miss whatever school, but you need to lose weight. And I was like, you know what? And I would literally tell the teacher, it's okay, Mrs. So and so. I'm fine with that. I don't need a beauty pageant to define who I am. And I just walk away. I was never afraid to speak my mind. I was never afraid to tell people off that what they're saying is not I'm not comfortable with it, or what they're saying is not nice. I've always been so open. I mean, I try to be as respectful as I can, but obviously it will not go that way, or it will not be perceived that way often. So yeah, when people tell me those things, like before, oh, why can't you guys have a baby? Da da da. Maybe you need to lose weight so you can have a baby. I just always think, you don't know my story. You don't know me. Who are you? It's okay. I just say in God's time and then let it go. I just try to be the bigger person, knowing that, oh, who are you? You don't know better. I'm not trying to say that I'm better than everybody, but that they've never been in my shoes. So what do they know? So why should I listen to you? That's just always in my head. Like, you don't know me. You've never lived in my shoes. You never paid my bills. You can say your opinion, but it doesn't mean it's true. That's how I always think.
I hope you guys are taking notes because these are really like important things. Like you don't know me is a big thing as well.
You don't know me.
But what happens when like, and this is something because I'm reading through like some of their stories and the things I want to ask you is what happens if it's something that people think I can easily change? Like for example, somebody just said here, the reason why I'm insecure is because there's this standard of beauty and I have acne and I don't fit. Like what happens when it's something that technically I can change? Like you can get rid of your acne,
Right.
supposedly, right?
But here's the thing: that's where the self-love and self-hate falls into place. Now, am I going to change it because other people are telling me that I have to change it because I'm ugly? Or do I have to change it because, oh, I feel like, oh, this is bothersome for me in a way that, but I know I can change it, but I'm still beautiful anyway, with or without the acne. So that's for me, that's the borderline of self-hate and self-love. When you're doing it to please others, you're doing it to fit into the standards. So for me, if I'm like, okay, if this pimple doesn't bother me, I will flaunt this pimple. I would even make a shrine if I have to.
I love that. Wait, because like there's this K-pop idol who literally like calls his pimples his friends. He just goes like, "Please show my friend some love because he will be here for a while."
See, there you go. That's my thing. And so if that is what's motivating you or making you feel, that is really self-hate. You should not fall into that trap. We all have our bad days. Not everybody's going to have the greatest skin. Maybe it's not on their face. It's probably on their bum, or it's
on my
or
back.
they might have back knee that they just can't show. And sometimes you also have to think that people do nitpick on you because they themselves have insecurities. And sometimes, well, a lot of times people do it so that they can make themselves feel better.
That's true. Yeah. That is actually true. Like I wanted to like jump into that for a second and be like, so you're telling us it's possible to make good decisions for our lives, taking better care of yourself, but it can come from a place of self-hate. It's totally possible for that to happen.
Yeah. Like even working out, like, oh my gosh, I hate my body. I have to work out. Like, hello. You should be able to like, oh, I want to work out because, ooh, I love running, girl. Like, ooh, and then when you see me after 3 months, I just got to stick to it. The diva is going to come out. Just things like that. See, there's a big difference. Like, oh, I'm going to work out because, oh, I can stand this. It's already negative, right? The thinking of why you're doing it is already coming from a negative and dark place. But if you do it, it's like, ooh, I want to look like J-Lo tomorrow. That's something different.
You kind of, that it is true. Like I've noticed that if you start like with your changes coming from a negative place, people don't really stick with it, do they? They like, end up stopping after a while or whatever,
exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
But you've really kept up this like, I was actually commenting through on everybody. I was commenting. I was looking at her feed, and it's just so happy. It's not like this fake happiness where it's something put on for a camera. It's just like, you've been through a lot. You've shown it on your feed, but despite all the things you've been through, you are so happy, and you seem to love life and love yourself so much. Can you tell us, like, what's the heart of that? What keeps you in that mind space? Because we all need that right now, man.
I mean, okay. The thing with me is like I have been through so many things in my life, like a lot of health scare, and the most recent one, of course, is me giving birth. When I went through preeclampsia, I'm still duling when I look like on this side, like this eye still doesn't move. Oh my because goodness. Of the preeclampsia. So my blood pressure, they couldn't control it, and that's why I had to give birth early on. So my son is a preemie, and I'm just reminded that, when that happened with my eye thing, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm duling. Like, is this ever going to go back? But I have to look at the brighter side. I have to look at the positive. Like, okay, I'm alive. I'm alive, and I'm able to have a son, despite the fact that I no longer have both of my fallopian tubes, and I only have one ovary. I still have a son, right? And my son actually came out with a true knot, meaning his umbilical cord wasn't just a cord; it was literally a knot.
Oh my
Had
goodness.
we waited longer, he probably would have been there. There wouldn't be a legend now because all the nutrients, oxygen would be cut off. So for me, God was telling me, "Hey, I'm gonna put you something ridiculous so that I can bring out the miraculous." And I always
Wow.
have to look at that.
So
So
wait,
me,
we need a sticker. We need a sticker. Well, that needs to be on a shirt. Like you can go through something ridiculous so that the miraculous can come out. Guys, please put some
exactly.
like serious. This is the talk we didn't think we needed. A couple of you guys have been sending in questions. There's somebody says, because here's the question, Rona, loving yourself seems to come so naturally to you. What would you say to somebody like this person coming? I'm gonna leave everyone anonymous. I know you don't want me to say
Okay.
your names, but like I don't know how to love myself. It's a struggle to
Mm.
see the beauty in me, or even to see the good. Like I get not seeing the beauty because some days
Right.
you look up and the mirror is just like mean, but the good,
Yeah.
like what do you do? And that's like where your brain is at already.
Right. So like for me, this is what I practice in the morning. Sometimes those self affirmation they do work, and sometimes you also have to dig deep. For me, like what was here's one thing. When I have a bad day, I'm like, oh my gosh, I look in the mirror, I was like, oh, I look ugly. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm seeing this, Rona. You've let go. You know what I do? I put on a 90s throwback music, listen to my Usher, listen to my thing, and it brings me back to those really good memories that made me feel good. And I hold on to that. It doesn't matter what kind of, but it's just, now I understand why our parents, how our parents would, I don't know if your parents did when you were young, they would play these oldies music, right? Even when they're
Yeah.
cleaning, whatever.
And you'd be
And
like,
it
stop.
puts them in, right? But it puts them in a
Yeah.
good vibe. And now I'm realizing this is like, okay, it puts me back or brings me back to that good memories or that feel good moment. So what I do is, even if if I can't find the specific thing that I need right now, but I know that I can always fall back, let's say music, just to get me out of that. And then once I start, feeling good, then it just all falls into place. But one of the things that you have to start practicing is that you have to start treating yourself right.
Can you tell us how
Because
to do that? Like, how do you do that? How do you treat yourself right? Like, I think,
because some because sometimes we think that we don't deserve things just because, oh, I'm ugly, I don't deserve this guy. Oh, I'm fat, I don't deserve to eat this cake. Oh, I'm this I don't deserve this so and so and so and so. That you feel like you don't deserve it. Just do it. Just do it. Even if you feel like I don't deserve it, but you know what? I'm gonna do it. Right? Because we sometimes tend to have this mentality of a reward system. Like if you
mhm,
do good, then you do something good.
mhm.
So how about trying something else? Like try it even if you like, oh, you fake it till you make it, right? Fake it like, oh, I'm confident. Yep, just keep telling yourself even though you're not feeling it yet, I'm confident, I'm confident, I'm confident. Oh, I deserve this massage. Oh, I deserve this hair color. Oh, I deserve this whatever. And it will just, when you make it, it will just happen, really. Because that's what I've noticed with me. Like I was like, oh, I'm having a bad day, what am I going to do today? I am going to do something good for myself. Even if I'm having the worst day, even if I didn't deserve it, I'm still going to do something good for myself. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be watching a funny movie, a romantic movie, buying yourself a new lipstick, a lip tint, whatever it is. Do it. And don't second guess yourself. And it will just fall into place. Trust me. That's how it works for me. I'm not saying that's how it works for everybody, but for me it's a true tested thing that it always happens to me.
I think that it was really interesting to hear that because a lot of you guys. So, by the way, guys, if you don't ask, I know you're super shy. I know a lot of you guys are really shy about asking questions, but if you don't ask questions, we can't do a giveaway. So speak. I won't read your names if it has to come to that, you shy people. But just to come back to what you were saying, Rona, is
Sure.
I'm gonna open up and be like, I saw a life coach recently, and one of the
Okay.
things she told me was like, you have to learn to practice self compassion. And that was something I was wondering.
Mm-hmm.
How are you compassionate to yourself? And these are actually really good examples, like playing your
Mm-hmm.
favorite music, treating yourself nice. We think
Yeah.
we know how to do that, but when you really stop and think, I mean, audience, like people in the audience, guys, do you guys know how to, I'm going to ask you guys this question, people watching, do you know how to treat yourself nice? Honestly, think about it. Actually, no, better question. When was the last time you treated yourself nice? Like you did something for
Mm-hmm.
yourself and not from a place of, oh,
Hate.
not from a hating place, but like from a happy place, right? So
Yeah.
just jumping back into these questions. Again, like we asked you about like I asked you this like after before we went on live, and it's like, have you ever really? Because you said you basically seem like you launched out the womb, or at least from grade 5, you've been self confident. Have you ever had moments of self hate, and how did you what was how did you get past those
I
moments?
don't.
It's like
I'm trying to recall things now.
it
I
doesn't seem like
remember.
it's impossible.
No, I remember. I remember being with. I remember being in different, like in relationships, and it always ended up like the guy would cheat on me because they ended up being with somebody else. And if that those things will make you question yourself. Like, why is that guy not with me? Am I not good enough? Is it the looks? Is it the attitude? Is it that? And you know what? And the thing with me, the problem with me before was like, why? I always wanted to know why. What is the answer? Why? And later on realized, this was probably back in 2006, that we will never really know what the why is. And even if we find out what the why is, am I really going to accept the real why? Am I ready to accept that why? So for me, it was just like, you know what? It's just not meant to be. I've just learned to let it go. And then, I mean, it's not easy. I had to do something nice for myself to let it go. Like, again, let's say I had a breakup. This guy, let's say, cheated on me, went with another girl, right? Because I don't know, he's just not right for me. He can't handle a woman like me. So what I do is, go to the salon, get a massage, hang out with friends, and listen to the music to make me feel good. I travel, and I wasn't doing it because I hate myself. I'm doing it because, like, okay, I'm going to move on. I'm going to improve myself. I'm going to focus on myself first so that I can become ready for the next person, or, that I can be whole when the right person comes along.
I mean, that's a good way to think about it. Like, I think a lot of because one of the things people are saying here is that what's influenced another person is sharing. So,
Yeah.
when we asked like if what has made you not confident, she said like all the bashing, bullying about my looks growing up, and people basically not treating me right has caused me not to
Mm,
love myself. And you've kind of hit on that. It's like
yeah.
instead of dwelling on why didn't they treat me right, what was wrong with me, you're just like no, I'm not gonna think about what was wrong with me. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
go in, prepare myself, love on myself.
Yeah.
I'll fill the void that they left behind.
Yeah. Because to be honest, we will never really know the why. We will never really know why they did that. And a lot of times we could also be in denial. When they tell us their why, we'll be like, nah, that can't be it. You also like, like, nah, no, I can't believe he said that. This is his why. Da, 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 da. And it becomes a cycle. You're just going to end up hating that person and you're not going to be able to move on. So for me, all right, cut the cord quick. He messed up. All right. I'm not going to force myself on somebody who doesn't want to be with me. Why? Why would I do that to myself? I don't deserve that. So
That
that's one of the things. You just need to, like I said, prioritize yourself, love yourself, so that when that situation happens, I mean, I know it really just goes hand in hand. Whichever comes first, it doesn't matter. There's really no, okay, this would come first and this one would come first. No, You know what I mean? Like for me, that's how I've noticed it time and time again, year after, throughout the years. I'm gonna tell you guys really know how old I am. I'll be 38 this year.
What? I thought you were
Yeah.
younger than me. Like, no joke, guys.
No.
I thought you were younger than me because you look younger than me.
I'll be
But then again,
38 this year. Like so
man,
yeah. See, I like, oh my gosh, I'll be 40 in 2 years. I am not panicking at all. 40 is like the new 18.
honestly, we're just talking about this. Like, women in their 40s are just so confident in a way that me, as a 20 something, I'm not. And I'm just like, I want to get to that point where I don't care anymore.
Because in
There's
your 20s,
you're
that's one of the things
happy.
that I did realize when I was in my 20s. You feel
Yeah.
like, I'm free. I'm finally free. I can do the things that I want to do, but you still feel like you have to prove things.
Yeah.
You still have to prove yourself, right? But then when you get to that, the tita age, which is my age, you're like, done it. Nah, realize it. Nah, not for me.
I
And
just
so
feel
I
like
just move on.
we'd
Yeah.
be so much happier if we realized this sooner. But like, this is why a lot of you guys have actually talked about like age being something that is a nice segue because another person commented like, what do you do when you start believing that, you know, you're too old to be beautiful? Like literally they said right here, you start to believe that people say you're not beautiful to the point that even when someone says it, you are. So like, then you start not believing anyone who tells you you're beautiful because you feel too old. That's what they said in this
I
comment.
think it's because, to be honest, I think it's because of our culture. Here in the Philippines, when somebody compliments you, it's like, "Oh, ang ganda mo." Your response is supposed to be, "Hindi naman." Because if you say, "Oh, thank you," you come off as cocky, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
And we were programmed ever since we were young to respond, "Oh, hindi naman. Kung nga dyan eh, mas maganda ka eh." You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, I feel attacked right now. Oh my gosh.
That
It's
is like,
goosebumps.
no, just own it. Like
Yeah.
if they find you cocky, no, you should be grateful. I'm thanking you. I am thanking you for the compliment you have given me. And sometimes people feel awkward about that. Then you could just say thank you and then compliment them back so that it's not that awkward for you.
That's true. There's another speaking of dealing with other people, though, there's a question from Instagram.
Yeah.
Don't know if they want me to read out their name, but I'll just shout it out here. That how do you stop comparing yourself to others, even like physically? I think that's a thing also with our culture. We compare ourselves to people all the time. How do you stop? Because I feel like it's so easy with social media now.
Oh
Ugh.
gosh. Especially with this pandemic, everybody's on their phones. All we do is scroll, 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 scroll. It's like, oh, so and so is this. Oh, I can't believe they're doing that. They bought a swimming pool. Now I want a swimming pool. I can't believe they're eating California sushi bake. Now I want a sushi bake.
It's true. Like people in their house, like that's where they're quarantining. What? That's a vacation, not a quarantine.
Exactly. So I mean it happens, right? To compare yourself. But you have to like what I said, if you have mastered or not mastered, but once you have accepted yourself, loving yourself truly, you will see those other people as not as a threat or out of jealousy. You would see the beauty in them. It's like, oh, I'm like her too. She's my girl. Oh, she's so pretty. Oh, I love her lipstick, girl. Where'd you buy your lipstick? And it's not out of like, oh, it doesn't look good. You know what I mean? It's different. You will see others differently once you start loving and really truly focusing on yourself. That comparison will be it will come from a different point of view. It won't be out of jealousy. It won't be out of that negative feeling. It would be more like, ooh, that girl's, you go, girl, go, go do you, boo. Things like that. You'll be happy for that.
That's wow. Okay, I need to smack myself up on the head with that because that hit. Because I'm yeah. So anyway, not gonna get to it. I'm gonna read your comments. Somebody asked, and they're anonymous. They're like literally they want to put their
Yeah,
name. They use
it's
their account with no
fine.
name. It's like, hi po, how to gain confidence when everybody downgrades you. I guess it's like fine. It's easy when all the thoughts are in your head. But
Mm-hmm.
what if like people are literally hating on you all the time?
Like everyone around you.
Like it's like literally everybody apparently says everybody downgrades them. So like how do you honestly don't think it's possible that everyone hates on you. I think it's
Right.
just like they might just be around like a lot of really loud people who say mean things. What happens
Yeah.
if that's the case, right? You're not around a lot of mean people, say a lot of mean things about you. How do I love myself then if everyone's like, you ugly and you look like a foot? It's the thing that's actually been said.
Somebody said that to them.
Someone said that to me. You look
Do
like
you
a
look
foot.
like a foot?
Foot. Like a foot. I do not know
Well,
what that means. I wasn't angry.
yeah,
I was confused. Genuinely. How do you look like a foot?
right?
Right? But yeah,
Well,
but
they
like
look like an ass, and their attitude's like an ass. So, all right. Would you like to see this foot up in your ass?
okay. Woo! You get spicy. That is
No,
the
but
answer.
that's no for me. Okay, it depends, right?
Mhm.
If it's something that you're like you can tolerate, I'm just like honestly, I'm the type of person that I have no problem telling people. Like I remember going to this is so common, going to a family function. The
Oh
very first thing
no.
they say is like, "Ayun, pumapayat tayo ah." You know? Or, uy, ang lusog natin ngayon ah. Or,
Oh my god.
uy, may naiwanan sa kusina ah. You know?
Ew.
Oh yeah, I get that.
Ew.
I get that a lot from family members,
God.
right? And then I would just confidently say, I know, right? It's just a simple like, I
How?
know, right?
You just train
Like
yourself.
I just tell them
You
and
just
it
train
doesn't
yourself.
phase me. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's supposed to insult them or it's supposed to rouse up some kind of emotion and it didn't. So they're like, okay, I'll move on to somebody else. I don't know what to do with myself anymore. Right?
I just realized, yeah, that's true. Like people thrive off of your like I never understood this, but they really do get off on your reaction. And if you don't react, they get upset. And now it's all on
Yeah.
them. So gain
I'm like,
confidence
so
and
what's
make you
next? Yeah. So what's next? Like, oh no, seriously, I've gotten that. I've dealt with people like that. And if it's friends and it's really toxic on me, then they're not my friends. Or you can bring it up. It's like I really truly value our friendship, but you bringing up this thing is not helping me. Now we can continue to be friends, but I need you to stop doing this. And then if they become defensive and whatever, okay, fine. I'm not going to force you. Find somebody else who will appreciate you.
that
You're
wow.
not my friend.
That's
I'm not afraid. One of the things that you will learn about me is that I'm not afraid to let go.
I think that's a part of self love we tend to overlook. Like self love isn't just being nice to yourself; it's also being like, being like, I'm gonna let go of these people if they're not gonna hurt,
Yeah,
not gonna help
you
me.
have
Yeah,
to.
yeah,
Obviously, for the family members, it's a different story because
yeah,
you don't choose your family, right? That's different. But
yeah.
I remember one time, like I told my dad, I said, Dad, I will go to this function, but I need you to give them a heads up. If any one of them opens up their mouth and brings out my weight, I'm not going. And I
Dang,
left it at that.
I should,
You have to.
I should do that
Why
about
would
not
I
being
torture
married.
myself?
I should do
If I
that
want
about
to see
not being
Uncle,
married.
no, seriously, like why? Why would I love you guys. I can love you from a distance. I can pray for you. When you need me, I'll be there for you. But when it's time for me to just mingle and whatever, and you have nothing good to say about me, I don't need to be there. I don't need to be there.
Snaps, like,
Yeah.
and I think because somebody had just asked, like, how do you deal with comparison, especially when they're comparing you to your sister or your cousin? I think that's it. Like, it's this idea of
Mm.
if you're comparing me to my sister or my cousins, I don't need to be there. But like, how do you ignore that though? Like, for example, what if they
Oh,
say
you
more
can't.
God, right? What if they're comparing you to
I'll
your
just say,
sister?
oh, good for them. Good for them. All right, where's the freaking
Let's,
thingamajig? And
where's
I just
the
let it go.
where's the lumpia?
Where's the food? Yeah, oh,
Where's
where's
the
the
lumpia?
lechon?
It's
Right?
not a party. If they don't have lumpia, then you insult them. Because someone's asking, like, what happens if they hurt? Is it better just insult them back? If they don't have lumpia at that party, yes, insult them for not having lumpia. Because that's a bad party. There's no lumpia. Like,
Naman.
yes.
Not say, syempre, you have to be careful, like if it's your
Yeah.
aunt or whatever. You don't want to create that family. You don't want to be the reason for the family rift. But I guess it's just with me. It was like, I've already accepted myself that whatever it is that they say about me does not really affect me anymore. But sometimes it's also good to let them know how you feel when they say things like that.
Yeah.
Like sometimes go naman kita, nakaka-hurt ka na ha.
See, good answer.
You can just say
Very
that.
nice. It's nice. It's a nice.
Nakaka-hurt ka na, tita. Next time, or just lambing. You know what I mean? You just gotta find a way to really communicate. I remember before when I had a problem with my mom, and I'm
Yeah.
afraid to tell her things. So my mom's she's very competitive. Like I said, she's an overachiever. She has done so many things that, like, gosh, and I'm the panganay, so the expectation is super high when it comes to me. And I remember I couldn't tell her. It's so hard for me to tell her. You know what I did? I wrote her a letter.
Oh wow.
Letter. We forget the value of letter. Doesn't have to be email. It could be handwritten. There's so many things that you can say in a letter. But be there. Be prepared to talk to your parent once they receive that letter.
It's a pretty good advice.
Yeah.
I think just kind of jumping off from your mom being an overachiever and you
Mm-hmm.
kind of also, I mean, you're living your life in the
Mm-hmm.
public eye. You're a
Yep.
speaker, you do all these things. And when you put yourself out there, like it's one thing to have your mom kind of being, um, telling you to achieve. But what happens when it's the entire world? Because somebody literally posted here, she's like, sometimes I'm pressured by the world to be someone I'm not. So I feel like I'm not good enough. How do I love myself then? That's a really interesting and really tough question from you guys.
Yeah.
You guys are pulling punches. How do
What
you
do I
deal?
do?
What do you
I don't know,
deal?
because I mean, with
You're
me,
the public eye.
I'm constantly on, like I remember there are tons of negative comments when I was on a bathing suit on Manila Bulletin, right? And you get these people that are on a different mass, you know what I mean? Come on, let's be real. There's a different mass, A, B, C, D, whatever you call it. I don't even know them. But I just let it go. And for me, it's like, you'll think about me now. Later on, you're gonna hate on somebody else. So I'm okay. I don't know. I guess I've built a tough skin because I get it every day. I'm just like, it is nothing new. The world expects this from me, but they're not gonna get it. Why would I give them the satisfaction? Why?
I think it's really good that you said that. Like literally, you get this every day. And I think everybody has to realize that you're not going through something, different here. Everyone, like every day, you will get hate.
Oh
So,
gosh, I eat it for
right?
breakfast. I eat it for breakfast.
Right? Like you are always
Every day.
every day is someone is gonna say something against you, and it's a choice. Self love is also that choice to be like, am I gonna keep letting what these people say hurt me, or am I gonna grow a thicker skin and be like, nah, you don't actually matter. That's actually
That
self
don't
love.
matter. You're just a passenger. I'm the driver of this wheel. Move on. Or else I'll ask Jesus to take over the wheel and run you over. That's it.
Wait, that's good point. I'm adding that to like list of prayer requests that I will say when
Jesus, take the wheel and run this
Run 'em over.
dumbass over.
Okay.
No, but no, seriously.
Yeah.
I deal with it like I get it a lot, to be honest. I get a lot of messages, but I always try to focus on the good. Like they would say, oh, grabe, kapal naman ng mukha, nakabathing sa two-piece pa. First of all, Kasha, excuse me, you just can't find this swimwear anywhere else. Hello. Second, and second, like, okay, you can comment again tomorrow. I can easily delete your comment. I don't even know you. You don't know me. So you don't matter. You really don't matter. You just have to you have to focus on the people that truly matters to you. And the world, they don't. They're not going to be the one to, be there on your special moments. That's not them. So why should they matter?
I'm just gonna take us. I want to come back to that sentiment.
Sure.
Later. I think that's really kind of indicative of who you are as a person. I was just gonna jump in with the question is,
Sure.
despite the fact that you have such a thick skin, how are you not bitter? Because you don't come off as bitter. You like your platform. You're putting positivity back into the world. You're not bitter at all. How do you do that?
I get a lot of, okay, so one, there's always, okay, if you get haters, you also have those who truly appreciate what you do. And I
Yeah.
focus on them. They're the matters that, hey, whatever it is that I'm doing is actually helping someone that is struggling, is helping someone, that doesn't see that beauty in them. And they message me back and I focus on those. I focus on those people that I'm actually doing more good to others. So why stop? I'll just share who I am. Keep just keep shining bright. And I encourage them to do the same. That's the only thing. I always have to focus on those. Like there's always the good and the bad, but you always just want to focus on the bads. Focus on the good. Okay, because if you focus on the bad, you'll miss out on the good. You'll miss
That's
out on
good
those
to know.
opportunities to touch someone's life. You miss out on the opportunity to make someone feel good about themselves, or just overcome that, the relationship struggles, or just that self-doubt that they have. And that's why I always focus on, someone somewhere out there. It could just be one. It doesn't matter if it's one or two or three. Someone out there could be uplifted with this message or with my post or whatnot.
It's really good. Somebody from Facebook, it's really long. I'm going to read this out. It's
Okay.
like, my question is like this. I just had an operation. My weight went down, including my self-esteem and my whole body perspective. Because I used to be a curvier girl. I used to be a bit, chubby, curvy, happy. How do I do with my current situation, not thinking or minding the changes in my body, and at the same time loving and embracing myself again? Because like she went from like happy, curvy girl to bam, weight went down. Everything else went down with it because of the operation. What do you do?
Why
Like,
does weight have to be with the happiness?
I don't know either. But that's a thing.
That's what I always think. That's
right?
what we're so programmed. Beauty. Wait, when did beauty ever becomes, associated with weight? When did happiness ever become associated with weight? We choose our own happiness. If you feel like, oh, I'm sad and this, again, do something good for yourself. What did you used to do when you were curvy that was making you feel good? Is it something that you can't do now?
I think that's a good question. Like it's your, you're the same person regardless of how much you weigh or what you look like, right? You can still do all the same things.
It's still you.
Yeah.
It's still you. It's not your weight, honey. It's still you. You're still that beautiful person that God loves. Many friends and people love you. So why are you going to deprive yourself from feeling happiness? And if you were happy and you're curvy, why can't you find happiness at where you're at now? So I guess to start that, maybe try doing the things that you used to do when you were quote unquote curvy and see how you feel.
It's true. There's a question from Instagram that says, how do you free yourself from unwanted negativities? And I kind of want to go back to something you said earlier, which was the self-affirmation thing. For those of us who don't know how to do self-affirmations, what are they exactly?
Oh, actually, you know what I do? Sometimes, like, okay, we get stuck. I am beautiful. I am smart. I am strong, right?
Yeah.
I am fierce. I can own this day. Whatever it is that you want to tell yourself. And you just, as soon as you wake up in the morning after your prayer, I do this, like in the bathroom, and I'm like, yeah, I'm this, I'm that. But if you're not comfortable doing that, just to start off, you can actually YouTube it and type in self-affirmation. And then there are those that gives really good affirmations. Oh, I never thought of that. Yeah, that's me. The world is, it just affirmations sometimes that you never thought of. That, so you can start with that, to be honest, like just to really, it also helps you take that mind frame of negativity right away. It helps you focus on your good. I am beautiful. I have a cross-eyed, but honey, they like cat's eyes with like fleek eyelashes. I don't care.
I think that you just brought up a good point there, where it's like you're also pouring in, like you're listening to good stuff also and not listening to bad stuff.
Yeah, you always have to focus on you. You have to do you. Whatever will make you feel good, do it. Do it.
Okay, I really love this question enough that I'm going to read out who asked it. Rhiannon Clarence asks, "What is the best thing to say to a friend who doesn't
Ooh.
believe she is beautiful?" This is nice. So like you're going from self-love to how do you get your friend to love themselves? This is a good question. How would you do that?
Wow.
You who like to share positivity with the world. How do we share positivity with the world?
I hang out with my friend. Like this is how I do it with my friend. Like, oh, and I just remind them what I find beautiful in them. I remind them. And you have to be truly sincere of what you find beautiful with your friend. You can't just be, oh yeah, you're beautiful. Now, everybody else can say that. But since you are the friend, you know this person deep down inside. So you truly know their attributes. And for you as a friend, you have to remind them of who they are. You just have to remind them. Girl, I remember this one time. Do you remember when we went to this, and this place? I can't believe you did that. I can't believe you can do something like that. And so just remind them, empower them. That's one of the things how you can empower them aside from just the looks. It's also the things that they have done. All right? It doesn't have to be looks. Remember this and then take them out. Like, okay, of course we can't do that at the moment, but be that friend that, oh, okay, do you want to go out, do this or that? You know what I mean? But like what I said, be genuine. And remind them of the beauty in them. It's not the looks. It's the things that they have done that truly has moved and touched you and shown you how strong they truly are. So when they're having that weak moment, try to bring them back. Just bring them back to that strong moment.
Wow. Yeah, that's something I think we definitely like take for granted. There is an art to complimenting people. It's not just like leaving a blanket comment like you're so pretty. Like tell them something specific.
Exactly. Because you're the friend, right? So you've shared moments and you know their highs and their lows and the things that happened in the past, right? Dig from there. And I'd say, and remind them, oh, girl, I can't, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I couldn't have pulled something like that. And sometimes if they really do inspire you, really, from the things that they've done, tell them, share that, express that you actually are inspired by them.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
I just wanted to dig deep. We actually have to wrap up in a few minutes because I'm like checking the time.
What? Already?
Yeah, because I know it was. I feel like so it was really like 45 minutes. We're actually over 45, but I just wanted to ask two more questions. Just two more. First question is, everybody here's talking about self-love and confidence, and one of the reasons why confidence is so important is because confidence enables us to do really good things for ourselves, even if they're hard. Mm-hmm. And you joined the Amazing Race, which is the hardest thing ever. Like I watch it and I get tired. How do you find the confidence in yourself to make the choice to do something that's hard like that?
To be honest, I prayed the whole time during the Amazing Race. I prayed. I left it. I mean, as cliche as it may sound, like, oh, here we go. No, seriously, I prayed. And every time I prayed, I know everything it will be okay. And whatever happens, happens. That's it. It's just, you just have to accept it. And when I was in the Amazing Race, yes, anxiety, not knowing where you're going, what you're going to do. Yeah. But I just and I just had this mentality to whatever it is. I made a decision for myself. So whatever it is that they will tell me to do, I'm going to do it. I'm going to freaking do it. And I'm not going to back out. So it's a decision that I made. Mm-hmm. So I said, if I get in, I'm going to do it. No matter what. Eat my worst fear, which is a rat and a bat. And I ate it all. So you have to commit.
I'm just like in awe because I think so many of us here, like a lot of people who are watching, we all, these are the messages that everyone sends to Ilana, is just like, I'm scared to start over. I know that there's a better choice. I could make a better life for myself, but I'm scared. I'm not confident enough. And it's just like, I just commit. If it's my choice, I'm gonna pray and I'm gonna do it. This is, I think the answer really is that simple. And we don't think about it. We think if there's some like magical process to gain confidence, but it's just making a choice.
I'm gonna tell you a true story.
Okay.
Why this is really tough on me. Well, this is like, oh my gosh, Rona, I can't believe you did that. So when my husband and I met, it was
Mhm.
long distance. I was in Seattle, Washington. He was living here in the Philippines. And at that time, I was set up. I had my career, I had my family there, and he's starting his career here. Now, it got to the point where he was making me choose because he does not want to pursue a relationship when it's long distance because he knows that it's hard. So he was kind of like telling me to move here. And I'm like, oh, I'm 50-50. Why would I leave my family? I'm established. I'm good at what I do, right? And then this situation happened. That's when I found out that they found a cyst on my left ovary, and
Mhm.
it has attacked my left fallopian tube at that time. So the doctor said they have to remove it. And this was when I was 50-50 if I will pursue this relationship, really move here. Um, and then I don't know. I was telling the doctor, oh, you're going to remove it. Okay. That means I'm only going to have my period every other month, right? And the doctor said, nope, sorry. It doesn't work that way. And so here I am, a woman, and the doctor telling me, I don't know what your chances are to have a child. And so what I did was, as hard as it was for me, because I'm really liking this guy, even though I'm not getting the commitment, but I'm really liking this guy. He's one of a kind, and I don't want to lose him, but I don't want to regret this at the end if I hide things from this guy, right? So what I told him, I said,
Mhm.
"Hey, I know you want to have a family in the future. If you and I worked out, I don't know if this is something that I can give you. I don't know if I can give you a family. And I won't hold it against you, and I would truly understand if you just want to be friends." That was hard for me, but I have to, because that's not fair if I didn't say anything. And what he said was, you know what? Doctors, they're brilliant, they're smart, they're talented, but you have to remember that they're not God. I don't just see you as a girlfriend, I see you as a potential wife. So come here and I'll take care of you. And that's what I did. I left everything behind. Now people would be rattled, right? Like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? And I always lived by this until now. The water is greener, not on the other side. The water is greener where you water it.
I'm just like,
Lost?
no, 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 no. I was just like, what I got from that, because like it's true. When you make the difficult choice, you open
Yeah,
yourself up to the good things. If you'd never said anything, you wouldn't have gotten that statement. You wouldn't have gotten that
yeah,
declaration of, yeah, you know what, I'm still in. You'd just be like,
yeah,
whatever. If you make the hard choice, you don't know.
yeah,
If you make a choice, you don't know what good you're opening yourself up to. That
yeah.
is amazing. Wait,
Just do it. For me, just do it. Like I keep telling you, it might be awkward, it might be painful, you might not get the answer that you want, but at the end, it will always fall into place.
that yeah. I'm so inspired right now. I might cry, but that's okay because I have like you guys see I have a jumbo roll of tissue right beside me, and I've also been drinking water because I've been dehydrated. But like, wait, my
It
mind
will
is no,
always.
people are sending mind blown emojis in Instagram. I'm looking at the Instagram comments, and they're like people with like the head exploding emoji. That's what they're sending right now, and I'm like,
You
yeah,
just it might be hard. You just do it. Do it and you'll never regret it. And like what I said, the grass is always greener where you water it. It's not on the other side. Like for me, it was a decision of, okay, I believe in my skills at work. I believe in my talent, not my looks. I mean, hey, looks, whatever. Okay, I'm beautiful, whatever. God made us all equal. We're all beautiful, right? But I've honed in on this talent. This is a talent that I've invested on for so many years. And I know that wherever I go, this talent, I can always let it shine. Let it shine. And I will be successful wherever it is that I go. It does not matter. So it's not about looks. It's not about what other people say. It's about believing in my own talent and my own capabilities, and really honing in on that and knowing that wherever I go, this is me. So I'll never fail.
Wow. I think a lot of you guys, well, somebody commented, I am crying. I think a lot of you guys needed to hear that today. That that line where he's like, this is me. I'll always have this talent. I won't fail. That, guys, I hope you guys are listening and not just crying. Well, there are a lot of people crying. I guess, so we do have to wrap it up. We only have like a few, and I have to announce the winner. I know, I just want to sit here and like, come on. Because I just feel like I could scale Mount Everest after this. But we have to, because apparently, like, Instagram will cut us off in a few minutes. That's literally the time limit problem. But that's literally what's happening. Technology. But before we go, I think the one question I have is just like, if a lot of people are watching right now,
okay,
and they are struggling to find that they're going to start the self-confidence journey, whatever. Just maybe you could give them a word of advice to push them to get going. Maybe start that self-affirmation. Tell them what they need to tell themselves.
For me, I always say there's only one you. There's only one Rona. There's really only one you. There's only one Frankie, right? And you are beautiful. You have so many talents that others don't. You have so much more to offer than your looks, than your skin, than your hair, than anything else. So much more to offer, so much love and light to offer. And that's what really matters in this world, right? I'd rather do good. Help out, do something good for others. Sometimes doing that can also make you feel good about yourself, right? But seriously, that's what I always tell myself. I have so much more to offer. I have so much love to give, right? And those who don't want to accept it, it's fine. I am still full. They don't want that love. It's okay. You can give it that back love to me, and I'll give it to someone who can benefit from it and who can truly, shine from it. That's what I always tell myself. I am full. My heart is filled with love. Who can I help today aside from myself? But yeah, that's the affirmation of who can I love? Who can I help? That's what I always tell myself every day.
Wow. Okay, so apparently Instagram got cut off, which is magical. Lol. But it's fine. Facebook's still here, and people are still saying they're crying on Facebook.
Yay! Oh.
So
I hope it's a cry of
happy
good,
tears, like so much love and inspiration.
Tears.
They're crying, man. I'm like, yeah. So I'm happy you're crying. It's horrible, but I'll just announce the winners.
No. Yeah.
So that people will know who won. So Sheila Salameda Andal, congratulations, Sheila.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. What
Sheila, they will win a surprise that we'll message them. We'll give them a small gift that they have to DM us to get a prize from. And I'll announce it here, but it's Rhiannon Clarence who won on Instagram. We'll post it on Instagram so that because we got cut off on Instagram. Wow, technology.
Instagram is boring. I'm just kidding. Boring.
You're on Instagram. I was gonna say follow you on Instagram. So follow Ronita on Instagram.
So we can do like a 45-minute.
We do another one. Right?
We can do another one. We can do another series, right?
You should just honestly, you should just do a series where you just spout affirmations. You just like I think people need a positivity fitness coach. Be like, yes, you can do it. Stop. Oh my gosh, I'm so inspired. Thank you so much. It is so late.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm to be honest, I am truly honored and I'm truly grateful that I'm able to share, right? I am able to share what I have, the light that I have, the love that I have, and even the confidence. I know that we are blessed to bless others. I always think that, okay, Heavenly Father, I know that you have blessed me with this confidence. I know that I went through a lot of situations in life that made me who I am now. I'm not afraid to share. I'm not afraid to open up because I know He will make things fall into place. So yeah, thank you guys for being here tonight.
Wow. All I can do is raise my hands. Just like, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so glad we went overtime because I think people are saying thanks for going live. So happy you tuned in. People were commenting on Instagram before we got cut off. Can we have more of this? You can get more of this on Ronita, ROWNITA on Instagram. Go there if you want more of this. And of course, also follow Lana Cosmetics for more of this because we're going to be doing this for the rest of this month because this is our
Which
big.
is awesome. That
We're
is
going to be
great.
doing more of this. We're going to be helping you guys make choices as well. I know I'm bit into with this live. You know what? Just follow Ronina, man. Just go. Just go. I follow her. I look at her content. I'm just like, when I feel bad, I'm like, you know what? There's someone out there who believed in themselves and they got somewhere. So if she can do it, I can do it too. I hope you guys believe it. Thank you so much,
Exactly.
Rona. Thank you
All
so
right.
much. And we'll see you guys. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.